Once upon a day, there was a young boy who had a favorite shirt. His shirt had white sleeves with black stripes, or black sleeves with white stripes, however you want to look at it. He liked to go outside. He didn't really do anything. He didn't climb trees or play with other kids. Just like being outside. He was a cute kid. Dark brown hair with a little bowl cut. Kind of a natural pouty face. Good enough kid. He never got in any trouble and didn't talk back to his parents, but he would kind of act out in these fits. He never really knew why. There was never anything that happened on the surface. He just would get distressed sometimes, and his parents would have to calm him down. And they could do so pretty quickly. And he'd go back to being his quiet, soft self. So they didn't really find too much worry in it. Kids throw fits sometimes. He lived in a small town. It was quiet, kind of run down, lots of old buildings spaced out apart from each other. A lot of fields with no cows or horses, just brown dead grass. His house was on this flat land. There was a big field in front of it. And at the end of the field was one of the main roads of the town, but it was on the edge of town. And the boy would go out and stand by the road sometimes. His parents, well, they'd keep an eye on him. They didn't want him to get lost or get kidnapped, but like I said, it was a pretty small town, pretty quiet. And his mom would stay at home. She could see him out the kitchen window. She'd peek at him every now and then. His dad, he was normally at work, and if he wasn't, he'd be in his office at his studies. Well, on one particular day, the boy went out, standing next to the road, across the field, in his favorite shirt. And he was staying out there for a little bit, just enjoying his time. And a stranger walked by. Kind of looked like a clown, not your average clown. But he handed the boy a balloon. It was red. The boy didn't think anything of it, really. Neither did the stranger. It was a very oddly casual encounter. He just handed the kid a balloon as he walked by. The kind of casual, I don't know if you'd call it a smile on his face. Just a friendly face. A face that doesn't show it wants to do you any harm. And boy was standing out there with this red balloon. It wasn't the brightest day out on this day. It wasn't raining or were storming, but kind of gray skies. And, well, some clouds started to form. Some dark gray clouds. And still wasn't raining, but you could see this bright electric blue lightning forming inside the cloud, kind of staying static. It didn't strike the earth. It just stayed up in the cloud. While that was happening, there was this motion in the cloud. I don't know if you'd call it swirling. It was almost the opposite of a swirl, this kind of extrusion, this turning in on itself and back out. And the boy was mesmerized. He stared and stared. And his mom looked out the window. She couldn't see what was happening in the sky. She just saw her son standing where he'd normally stand. When she saw the balloon, she got a little concerned. She didn't see anyone else around, so she just didn't pay it too much attention, just kind of had a little off feeling. And the boy looked down. After looking at the clouds for quite some time, he looked down at his feet. And the strangest thing, he could see his toes right through his shoes. It's almost like his shoes were dissolving at the tips. When he lifted his foot up, he didn't see his toes anymore. His shoe had its tip. Put it back down. You could see his toes again. The boy, he didn't really know what to think. He just kind of experienced the moment. He lifted his head up and the balloon, as if it had lost some helium, just kind of floated down next to his head. What was strange is that the string didn't droop. It stayed higher than the balloon was. It was kind of at an arch. Boy looked back up at the clouds, but they were gone. Before he knew it, the day was brighter than it was before. He started to feel something strange. His arms, they felt longer and a little looser. He'd go to move them, and there was almost a delay. They'd follow where you wanted them to go, but you didn't feel like you had direct control over them. And the way they'd bend, it was almost like they were rubber. But it wasn't happening, it just felt like it. He had the sensation. He looked in his hand, and next thing you know, there was no balloon. He looked up at the sky to see if it was floating away. He must have let go of it, but he didn't see it. He thought maybe it lost all its helium and it was on the ground. He looked at the ground. There was no balloon. There was, however, a very small and slender ribbon, also red, had a little bit of ruffles in it. And the boy picked up the ribbon, put it in his front shirt pocket, and the boy thought, I've had enough. I've had quite a day. I'll start walking back home now. When he started walking back, he was about halfway across the field. His mom felt a little bit of relief. She saw his boy coming back home. She saw her boy coming back home. And her friends, they were laughing. One of them cracked a kind of dirty joke. And she didn't hear what it was. She just knew someone said a joke, and she just started laughing along as well. That's the end of the first part.